Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all and your families are safe and sound during this critical time. Okay, get to know me now. I'm Saoud Maroua, web and desktop app developer from Gdg Algeria. Today, with Mina Digital Days initiative that took part from March to and will last till April. And since we are in the ninth week under the name of Firebase, I'd love to invite you to watch all the previous and next Firebase session and on all the sessions on YouTube on Mina YouTube, on Gdg Mina YouTube channel. And if you want to get notification, please click on the subscribe button. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about uh, this week's agenda, and it will talk all about Firebase. We had the first few seconds about Firebase, and here we get to the middle of this week. With me, we're going to talk on Firebase ML kits in Flutter. Okay? And here's the agenda of the next and previous weeks. You can here find the ninth week is Firebase. The next week will be GDE series, and after that Kotlin, and so on and so forth. Next, for the next, okay, okay, just one sec, I have to present it here. Okay, you can join us on YouTube, and you can always join us on the website, Mina Digital Days dash website. You can also finish the quick labs that, okay, Gdg Mina said that if you develop an app, mobile app using Firebase, and you publish it on App Store or um, uh, Play Store, you can only submit in a form, okay, which is here in the weekly challenge, and fill the form, and you will receive more information, okay. And for the feedback, you can also fill this feedback form in a DD-feedback. Okay, moving to the next. There are two more things to know. Help us to improve this initiative. You can get also attendance certificate by filling this feedback survey. Also, you can join the Digital Days challenge, and the code is here is slash Mina DD dash May. Okay, let's start with the presentation. Okay. Um, Also, I'd like to welcome you all again. We shall start with the table of the content, okay? And here are the main topics we're going to talk about. First, we have why is machine learning is useful and important. Second thing is, why should we integrate machine learning in our apps? Third, Firebase ML kits in Flutter. Fourth, some powerful APIs of machine learning kits. The fifth thing, how to integrate Firebase ML kit to Flutter application. And the last thing is how to implement it. Okay. First, we always hear about machine learning, but we actually always ask ourselves, or some of us has asked themselves again, and some never. Why is it so important? Why is it so useful these days, especially these days? Well, I have the answer. The iterative aspect of machine learning is important because as models are exposed to new data, they are able to independently adapt. They learn from previous computation to produce reliable, repeatable decisions and results. And most industries nowadays working with large amount of data. It means they have like amount of data they need to like gesture, okay? And they are working with large amount of data, okay? Have recognized the value of machine learning technology, such as oil and gas companies, also healthcare, transportation, government, and financial services. Second thing, why is since it's well used and so important and we all need it, why should we integrate machine learning in our mobile apps? Well, I also have the answer for this question for you. With the help of integrated machine learning in mobile apps, we can avoid debilitating our customers by approaching them with products and services that they have no interest in. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. For example, you're a developer and you want to get to your clients, you want to give them the best products and all, but you don't know how. So, you can just make, sometimes you put some ads that are like they don't like they're not they don't represent you or your product. So when your clients or the consumers of this app will just find it's like ads like they wait, let me find the expression. Okay, these ads may disturb the user. Okay, if the user doesn't find these ads so important, so they will just say, okay, this app isn't useful, and these ads keep like disturbing me, so I'm gonna just delete it. Okay. Okay, instead of that, we can concentrate all our energy towards generating ads that can cater to each user's unique fantasies and whims. Instead of that, we can, for example, you can see what's your client's favorite things or fancies or whims or whatever, and you can put the ads that he wants to see, the products that may interest him. Okay, now since we know why machine learning is that much important and useful, and why we should integrate it to our apps, especially like apps that are useful for education or health, or the application that people may use for financial services or so. So now we're going to talk about how to integrate ML Kits, which is a tool of Firebase in Flutter applications. Okay, first, let's start with Flutter. I guess we all heard about this before. Well, Flutter is a mobile application development framework. I guess we all heard about it. Okay, this framework is opened in an open source by Google. So this framework, which is a application mobile development framework, is an open source. So you can find everything on its website. Okay, it offers a unified way to develop Android and iOS application from a common code. Okay, you can. What does this sentence mean? It means if you write a code, it means you can build an iOS and Android app at the same time. It also simplifies management compatibility between different operating system versions. Okay, and then we said Firebase. We mentioned Firebase before. What is Firebase? Firebase is essentially a mobile and web application development platform used to help build high quality applications. Okay, so we all know that Firebase is used for mobile and web, but I can say that you can also use Firebase for desktop applications. Actually, I used it before in C Sharp, yeah, WinForms, okay, which is a library called Firesharp. Uh, I mean, you can also find different libraries, but this is one of them, like the one I worked with the most. And here are some brilliant Firebase products. Okay, we have Firebase Authentication, ML Kit, Firebase Hosting, Cloud Firestore, Cloud Functions, Cloud Storage, and Firebase Real-Time Database. Okay, these products, I guess the previous session, I mean, yesterday's session, the one who talked about getting started with Firebase has told everything about this product, and he mentioned I mean all the important small details that you need to know all about all these products. Okay, but wait, I have to tell you this. I'm in a rush, right? Okay, the title of the talk was Firebase ML Kit in Flutter. We talked about Flutter, right? And we talked about Firebase, also the Firebase products. But wait, there is like the most different product here mentioned on the screen is machine learning kit. Okay, it's blue and it's kind of different. Okay, but what's machine learning kit? Okay, machine learning kit is a collective of powerful machine learning APIs made available to the public by Google at I/O 2018. So it's published in IO 2018 in California under the Firebase brand. So there were so many products before, but they launched ML Kit in IO 2018, and yeah, I guess this is it. Okay, and here are the most powerful, amazing API of machine learning. Okay, optical character recognition, okay, or OCR. It's an API that can detect text in image and extract it. In another meaning, it's the conversion of images of types, handwritten or printed text into machine encoded text. Second thing, we have face detection. It's an API that can detect faces and facial landmarks using the face contour. But wait, since we are talking about face detection, most of people don't know the difference between face detection and face recognition. Well, let me make it clear for you. Face detection is a broader term than face recognition. How is it? Face detection that just means that a system is able to identify that there is a human present in an image or video. Okay? But face recognition can confirm identity. It's therefore used to control access to sensitive areas. Okay, let me explain this to you. For example, we all have smartphones, so you can lock your phone using the face recognition. Okay, first when you enter to how you lock your phone. Okay, in the settings, you can click on the button when you just the steps to do the face recognition. First, you will see like this picture here. He will make a circle that they can take your face landmarks. Okay, and then when they register your face landmarks, they will save it. I mean, the OS will save it, and then when you lock it and when you want to unlock it, they just have take the facial landmarks and your phone is unlocked. So it's used to control access to sensitive areas. It's not just for the phones, it's also in companies and different places used. Okay, and this is how it will work. We have the third thing, object detection and monitoring. It's an API that can detect and track, classify objects in static or live images from the camera. We have adding labels to images. It's an API that allows identify object places and activities, animal products, and more. For example, you have, I don't know, you go um, to Eiffel Tower and you just take a picture of it. I mean, there are some applications who will just say, this is, for example, Eiffel Tower, Liberty status, and so on and so forth of things, places, object activities, and more. We have also auto machine learning within Edge. It's an API that allows you to train, publish your own images classification models, barcode reading, which is the API that allows you to analyze and process barcodes. We also have recognition landmarks. Okay, I mentioned this before, which is identify popular landmarks in an image. I already talked about it in few. Device translation, translate text from one language to another. Actually, we find this a lot in Facebook and Instagram lately, also in Twitter, I guess, and in so many other websites or apps, which maybe you're using your phone in Arabic and you set your phone in Arabic language, and the text that appears is in French or English. You just click on translate now, and they will translate the text in Arabic. Okay, we have suggested answers, generate response based on previous messages. This option is actually in almost everywhere, in Gmail, in Facebook, Instagram, even in our mobiles. I mean, when you're texting someone and then he replies you, they generate suggested answers depending on what the person texted you, what you used to answer to messages like the previous text you. Okay, this is it. Now we know about these products. I mean, I got fascinated by these products because they actually helped me a lot in my life and in developing web and desktop application. Okay, now we go to the most important thing in everything, which is integrating from Firebase ML Kit to Flutter application. Actually, this is the whole talk. This is what the talk will be all about. Okay, example, face detection. We made it before. We made the difference between face detection and face recognition. We can make a quick reminder. Face detection is a broader term than face recognition. Face detection just means that the system is able to identify that there is a human picture or there is a human in the picture or in the video or so, but face recognition can confirm identity. It's therefore used to control access to sensitive areas. Okay. Since we made all the difference and we know what's ML and why is it important, why should we integrate it and all, now we get to work. This is how we're gonna work. We're gonna get an image and convert it to a format that can be understood by our ML kit. Second thing, send the image to the detector and ask it to scan the image to look for possible faces. Okay, the second thing, this is how it's gonna work. It's gonna so the detector gonna take your image, and gonna scan the image, and then they can take the face landmarks and can look for possible other faces that may look at like the person in the image. Okay. The third thing is collect the faces found and transmit or feed them to the custom printer. Okay, what's the custom painter actually? For those who never used the Flutter or so, it's just a class that used for UI. Okay, it's not a big deal, and it's not gonna make you complicate or you don't know what is it, or you say it's kind of a new thing and we don't know it. So it's just the class that's used in UI. The third thing allows the customer painter to get coordinates to the faces, then use the draw rects. Okay, we're gonna see this last one, how it's gonna work. Okay, since we have this whole work plan, we're gonna work on it, okay? So get an image and convert it to a format that can be understood by our machine learning. Okay, now we're gonna go to the implementation. The implementation, unfortunately, I wish I could like show you how it's gonna work, but I mean, I have a small problem in my laptop, so we're gonna simplify it as possible to make it clear for you, so you can also work it on yourselves. There's also a documentation that I'm gonna link you with. Okay. There's a few steps we're going to follow through this implementation. Step one is Firebase project and dependencies. Okay, we all know how to create a Flutter project. Okay, now I'm gonna work show you the first steps. Okay, we open this. 1 second. Okay, we're gonna click on this. 1 sec. Okay. Wait a sec. Oh, yes, not command palette, yes. Flutter project is the first one. We click here, we say, for example, Mina Digital Days. Okay, we don't care. Okay, 1 second. So we're gonna create a Flutter project, okay? And the second thing, create a Firebase project and add the application to the project. Okay, now here's the documentation. I didn't link you to it, but you can visit firebase.google.com and you can find the docs here. where you find how to get started with Android, iOS, web, and so on and so forth. And from here, you can know how to create a Firebase project and add the application, this Flutter application to the project. Third of all, add the dependencies, image picker, and Firebase ML version to the pubspec.yaml file. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it's gonna work. First, I guess it's opened here. It's downloading. Okay, we're gonna make it. Okay, we go to pubspec.yaml and we go to the dependencies here. Okay, it's okay. Dependencies here, and we're gonna write image. Okay, picker. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. 0.6.1 plus 4. Okay. You can also add the other thing, which is Firebase ML vision, and where is it? I forgot it. It's hard to keep these. 0.9.2 plus 1. Okay, and we're gonna save them. Okay, so first thing, create a Flutter project. Second thing, create Firebase project, add the application to your project. And third thing, add the dependencies, image picker, and Firebase ML Vision to the pubspec YAML file. Now, as I showed you before, our dependency our dependencies should look like this. So we're going to link you to the website where you're going to find all the image picker and Firebase vision. So they're going to look like this. So this is the MLKit vision for Firebase. And you're going to find how to add the dependencies and all. And here's the image picker. Okay, wait a sec. Android. Okay, we just have to import this library and add it here so that we remove, okay, wait a sec, so that we remove the error here. So we go to the main Dart, and we're gonna link it here and save it. Okay, it's gonna be ready in a few, I guess. Okay, so it's like this, I guess. Okay, it's gonna take time because my laptop is kind of heavy. Okay, the third thing we're gonna see is also add the face model dependency in build Gradle file. This is the dependency that we should add to the build.gradle file. We're gonna find it here. Okay, copy, and here where you gonna. Okay, where is it? No. Okay, it's here. Okay, it's here. Okay, so you're gonna add it here in the dependencies and copy paste and save. Okay, I don't know, I have a problem here with something, which I don't know what is it, but it's fine anyway. And so here we added so here we added the image, the texture, I guess. Yes, we add it. Okay. So by by adding these dependencies, your system will gonna get all the images. Okay, step 2, fetch and process the image. This is how you're gonna fetch and process the image. We first need to fetch the image from either the camera or the device gallery. For example, when you create your app, you're gonna need to add an add button, which adds images or photos, and we're gonna put this command here. Okay, I'm gonna show you where you need to put it. Okay, so we can copy paste it. There's a problem here with this. Okay, it worked before, so okay, let's delete these things. They just drive me out of mind. Okay. Okay, for example, we here make it, you know, 3 days. It's not gonna work here, but I hope you try to complete it. I mean, okay, paste it here. Okay, this final isn't detected before, so we have to create class for it. Okay. Second thing we have. Come on. Oops. Okay. Second thing, we have image processing. It's where, okay, wait. It's where the detector, it's where we collect faces and transmit them to custom painter. Okay, let's convert this image into, oh no, it's this. It's send the image to the detector and ask it to scan the image to look for possible faces. So we need to um, use this command here, final data, wait for read as bytes. This is the thing that's gonna convert our images into bytes. Okay, decode image to from list. This is gonna decode it. Okay. Other thing, we have the fourth step is detect faces. Now we will now create an instance for face detector and task it to process the image into to find any possible faces though. So this one is gonna take the face landmarks and search for other possible faces that may look like it. Okay, so we have face detector dot firebase vision dot instance fair detector list faces. So there it's gonna find all the faces and list it into a list. Finally, we have the custom painter. The face detector will return a list of faces classes which contains rect coordinates. The painter will also then use these coordinates to draw a rectangle box. So when the face detector finds all the possible other faces that may look like it, so it's gonna paint a rectangular box, okay, like we all find it everywhere around the faces. Using these coordinates below is the code of our custom. Okay, this is the custom painter, and this is how it's gonna work. Okay, start with the first one. We're gonna create a class face painter extends of custom painter. So this custom painter, it's already generated in Flutter. Okay, final UI image. Okay, this one gonna get the image. The second one, file list faces, it's gonna get all the faces. Final list rects. The rects actually are the things. The rects are like, when we get all the faces, they're gonna be rects. I don't know how to explain it in English, but it's fine. Okay, face painter. So the class we already created, we're gonna use image and faces. Okay, we're gonna fix face length. Okay, rect add faces bounding box. This bounding box is the rectangular box we mentioned before. Other thing, we have void paint UI Canva. Okay, this is for the UI. It's just for the the front end. Okay, which is UI. Paint. Okay, style paint stock. Okay. Okay, colors yellow. These are the settings of the box. Okay, canvas, draw image offset paint. Okay, now these are actually not important, but we can get through them. Okay, should we paint? Okay, this one here. Okay, this boolean, which is goes through true or false. Okay, should we paint face painter alt delegate? Okay, return image, not alt delegate image, images that all images. So this one here, So this one here can get us through uh, where I guess the faces are detected before. Okay, okay, okay. So the last step, which is the UI, uh, the UI thing, which is where we're gonna work with the front end, which is the design and all. We're gonna use a custom painter inside our widget tree. Okay, widgets built, which is in the main Dart. Okay, scaffold. We all know those who used to work with Flutter knows what's scaffold, what's all. Okay, center child and image fill. Okay, this image fill here. Wait a second. Okay, image file equal none center file occurring image selectionné, which means no selected image. For example, you have here your app and you have the add-in images button below, just all below. When you click and you click on an empty image or photo, you it will appear you no image selected. Okay, if you click on a white, for example, white image or so. Okay, child fit box, sized box. This is the rectangular box actually. Child customer painter. So this one, child custom painter face painter. It's actually where we're gonna put the image floating action button. So this the floating action button is where you're gonna add images. On pressed, get image and detect faces. Toolkit select image. Okay, child icon add a photo. Okay, so we all mentioned. Okay, we mentioned already all these things. So what's really important about using ML in Flutter apps is you're gonna you're gonna improve ML kit actually is Firebase ML kit is gonna improve your products or application in general. So it's gonna make it more modern, more useful. Even for the consumers, it's gonna make it useful when they find easier ways to log in or to I mean to save their data or so. So your app or your product will look more confidential and so on and so forth. Especially when using ML like face detection or I don't know fingerprints or for example, if your application is all about security, so where if the customer or the client is using the product, it will give them they will be more comfortable if they find such ways to secure their data. Also, other things like we mentioned before, OCR, even if they see the suggested answers or translating text. I mean, for those who doesn't speak the same language, they will find it useful and they won't get bored or they won't hate the fact that this app is just created for certain people or it's just used in certain countries. Also, well, what we mentioned is of wait. Okay, if your app is more about scanning text or images or so, they can find it just easier and confidential, especially if your targeted clients are those who knows the how do we say it in English? Who knows the who knows the like these contents are these used products that are worthy the things that you're using in your app are worthy, so they know the worth of what you're doing and the huge amount of time and patience and and not power but much more about time and things like time. Okay, to create such things for them to make the product easier, simple, confidential, I mean, easy to learn how to use, easy to use, easy to build. Not easy to build because it's just yours. Easy to consume, easy to show, easy to multiple things. I have other things to say about Firebase products, which can help ML, which can help ML Kit, which is Firebase authentication. It's just more useful and more confidential because you can log in with Facebook, Apple, GitHub, what else? Google Plus. There are so many ways uh, to save your your data or your personal information. Okay, there's another thing I need to mention, that Firebase ML Kit is well used, especially lately, is well used, especially in the Arab world, because personally I would like to recommend you to use it, because nowadays the consumers don't need apps just to have fun with. For example, we can take apps of education, for example, for us computer science students or developers or those who are in the main. So when we download, for example, such products, for example, and we find it just the UI isn't perfect, the colors doesn't match, and there is no good features. Okay, we will find it boring because we know what does these things mean. What do these things mean? Okay, but when we find an application that contains, for example, to access to your data or to access to your files, you need to use your fingerprint or your face recognition, or you can pass through different type of steps to access to your data, especially if it's like especially if it's like huge data or very confidential. Okay, so the users or the consumers will find your app very useful. They will love to use it and love to show to you to use the content, and they will find the content very very educative, very impressive, very innovative, so on and so forth. Okay, for now, I've talked about Flutter, about MLKit, how to integrate it, even if it wasn't that clear for me, because I wish I could implement it right now, but I couldn't. I just wanted to add also that machine learning, I mean Firebase machine learning kit, it's it's a huge innovation. I mean, it's not an innovation, but it's a huge feature that Google and especially Firebase product has uh, has added to its products, because lately people who are like more into big data, more into data science, more into these things, they find developing apps something that isn't really uh, something impressive for them. But if they find how to implement the machine learning, the big how to add the big data to this, how to uh, analyze all the data they need, they just find MLKit a good product to use and feature to their apps or their products and so on and so forth. I had actually other thing to mention, which was okay. Let's see if you all have any questions. Slideshow after set. Okay, now we can move to the Q&A session. If you all have any question, you can ask me. Okay, let's go back. We need more courses. Okay. Okay, how can okay. Interesting topic. Thank you. We need to learn more sessions about how to code. Actually, Okay, it's out of this topic for me, but learning coding, it's not just to learn, it's about how to practice. You need to practice more. Okay, 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 okay. I can't find any here. Okay. ترى صعب الشغل لأنه actually, okay, for those who doesn't know about Flutter for iOS and Android, okay, you can deploy your application to Android by using Windows, but to deploy it into iOS, you only have to use iMac or MacBook. So there's only this thing you need to know. Okay, I don't think there are any questions. Okay. Okay, there was this one. Um, okay. If I have an iOS app that used Firebase database and have website related topic, how can I connect? Actually, you can just there is okay. I have to show you. So Firebase, one sec. So for the one who asked if I have an iOS app that used Firebase database and I have website related topic, how can I connect the same database? So this thing you get to get started. So there, when you create your project, there are okay, wait a sec. I'm gonna answer you, Mariam Salim. Okay, it's gonna take time here. So we have this project, for example, that I was working with, which is Surf Job. Okay, to link it, you just have to wait. Database. Here, you go to database and like you connected it, for example, we use the database, just like you connected it to the iOS app, you can connect the same app to the you can connect the same for example database to your website. It's just as easy. Okay. Okay, so the database for iOS, you can use the same project, that's all. Is there service free? Actually, for that one who asked, is there any services is there any services free? Actually, yes, there are some free services on Firebase, but they are limited. For example, wait, I'm gonna show you other things. Okay, access to documentation. Actually, for clouds, for okay, for okay, let's go for pricing. I'm gonna explain this to you. For example, here, let's go down. Okay, okay. For example, for real-time database, you get 1 GB of storage, and it's free. And if you need more, it's gonna cost you money. If not, so it's free. Here are some free services that you may need. Okay, for this, for the phone authentication, 10 verification, it's free. Other more than 10 it's with money. Okay, so there are some good actually services that are in Firebase that are also free. You can use them as a beginner, and if you want some, yes, of course, they work. They get tired, so you need to pay them. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, what's the limit? Actually, okay, Mohammed Galal, I answered you. For there are these things you can check them on firebase.google.com/pricing. You can find everything in it, like real-time Firebase, okay, Cloud Firestore, Storage. Okay, for here, okay, there is 5 gigabytes. It's free. More than that, it's stored, transferred operations. These things that are free to a certain level, but other than that certain level, it's of course paid. Okay, practice, but the problem with Flutter is always headed with an issue. Think it's yeah, yes, it Nasser. Yes, I know I need to practice, but the problem with Flutter that you are always headed with an issue. That's why I don't think so. Well, when if you have an issue, it's not actually a big deal because I tried it early in the morning in my using my laptop and it didn't end with any, but you can just take what's the error and copy paste it into Google. You can find the answer in Stack Overflow or in GitHub. It's not a problem actually, and I find Flutter is very useful and very helpful, especially for mobile apps. Okay, native mobile apps. Okay, okay, we want to have some references in this field. Okay, I'd like to advise you. Okay, wait a sec. Uh, okay, I'd like to advise you to check this website. We're gonna link you to these three: image picker and Firebase ML Vision and social network. For this, you're gonna find everything in it. So okay. Okay, we're gonna need other things, other questions. Okay. Okay. You can open. I guess I've never opened more than 4 Firebase per project. So I guess you have the limit to open until 6 projects or 4. I've never used them too. So when I use one, I directly delete that one and open a new one. Okay. Is the image processing done on server side? On no, of course it's on the of course it's on the server side, not the device side. Okay, I didn't understand your question. بس نشأت البروجكت للمشروع حقك كتير من نفس تحطيله. I didn't understand your it gives you health. Okay, okay, got a blessing grant. Okay, is it possible to tune the parameter of the model or just use it out of any change? Is it possible to tune the parameter? I didn't understand the last question also. What do you mean? Is it possible to tune the parameters? Skip my messages. I'm sorry, I didn't help you all. I couldn't answer to all your questions. Actually, I didn't understand the most of them. Okay, so this was our session for today for Firebase ML Kit in Flutter. I hope it was a bit helpful for you, and I'd like to thank all the people that are working on this initiative, and you can find me on Twitter at Saoud Maroua. Also, thank you all for those who attended and may learned something from all of this. And I wish you, a good evening, and thank you.